In the city of Cyprus around 300 BC, there lived a wealthy trader named Zeno. During a voyage from Phoenicia to Piraeus, his ship sank, taking all of his cargo with it. This single event, entirely beyond Zeno's or anyone's control, transformed him from a man of immense wealth into one of sudden poverty. Now, imagine yourself in Zeno's shoes. How would you respond to seeing your entire life's work washed away by an uncontrollable force of nature? What would be the right reaction? Anger? Sadness? Feeling betrayed by life itself? For most of us, these reactions would feel natural. But not for Zeno, the founder of Stoicism. A single shift in thought can last forever, as one small change in mindset can lead to significant, far-reaching transformations down the road. At its core, Stoicism is about embracing acceptance and maintaining indifference. After studying the works of Socrates and other great thinkers, Zeno went on to create and teach Stoicism. He taught that although we have little control over what happens to us, we do have control over how we let it affect us, and we must use that control wisely, instead of mourning over spilt milk or, in this case, lost goods. Zeno chose to remain calm and neutral, keeping his composure despite his dire circumstances. In modern times, people often see Stoics as unbreakable individuals, those who avoid emotional extremes like rage or anxiety. But Stoicism's original intent went far deeper than just emotional restraint. It was a lens through which to view, describe, and understand the world. More than a philosophy, Stoicism became a way of life, enduring across centuries. The principles of Stoicism are just as relevant now as they were thousands of years ago. Its teachings guide us to process negative emotions from tough experiences, turning them into insights that offer a unique perspective on life. Perspective shapes everything, and because our experiences vary, so do our perspectives. The Stoics shared their philosophy in public spaces, believing it should be accessible to all. They saw no value in locking this knowledge away in schools or royal courts. As a result, their teachings reached everyone, from slaves to emperors. Some of history's most famous Stoics include Epictetus, whose name means acquired because he was once enslaved, Seneca, a prominent statesman, and Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the most powerful figures in history. Early Stoics practiced equality, opposing all forms of segregation. They even coined the term cosmopolitan, meaning citizen of the world. Today we associate the word with diverse cities like New York or Dubai, but this inclusivity reflects the unity Stoics advocate. In their time, women were generally barred from studying philosophy, but the Stoics stood firmly against this norm. Musonius Rufus, the teacher of Epictetus, once argued, "Virtue is not exclusive to men. Women possess the same eagerness for noble deeds. If both men and women value justice and reject its opposite, why should philosophy be denied to women?" Even when it was unpopular, Stoicism welcomed women to learn and practice its teachings. So, why do so many adopt Stoicism as a way of life? In a world full of unexpected events, our emotions often interfere, but in truth, sadness doesn't stem from bad events. It arises when bad events surprise us. Rain, for instance, nourishes plants, provides water, and cools the air. Yet getting caught in it without an umbrella is unpleasant. We don't cry when it rains because we've come to expect it. Stoicism teaches that, in the same way, we should anticipate life's worst outcomes and find peace in accepting that they can and will occur. One Stoic practice, voluntary discomfort, builds gratitude by embracing hardship. Sleep on the floor, take cold showers, eat plain meals. These practices show that no matter how tough life gets, you can endure and even thrive. With the right mindset, preparing your mind for future challenges. Today's society bombards us with advertisements, pushing the idea that happiness depends on owning the latest gadgets or achieving certain milestones. But this couldn't be further from the truth. From birth, we're taught by parents, schools, and our surroundings, often in conflicting ways. Do we need to absorb all this information? Internalizing unrealistic expectations sets us up for disappointment. Instead, focus on improving yourself for your own sake. Placing value on external rewards often leads to emptiness and dissatisfaction. Whether it's a fancy car, a big house, or even a relationship, if pursued for external reasons, they can fail to bring lasting happiness. Stoicism teaches us to base happiness on intrinsic values, not on things that can falter. Cars break down, disasters strike, and relationships can fail. Even free things take a toll on our mental or physical space. As Seneca once wrote, "Living with less creates room for what truly matters. Happiness must come from within. While external goals are fine, breaking down when they fail is, to Stoics, a futile response. This is the dichotomy of control. We can't dictate most outcomes, but we have full control over how we react." Epictetus explained, "The chief task in life is to identify what is within my control, and what is not, then focus solely on what I can control." By embracing this principle, we can judge success not by external results, but by the effort we invest. Stoicism urges us to detach from societal pressures and focus on personal growth. For example, consider someone aiming for a promotion. If denied, they may feel unworthy, ignoring external factors like company finances. Had they focused on their effort, they'd see the delay as temporary, keeping their goal intact but reframing their mindset. True Stoics find fulfillment not in wealth, but in mastering life with less. Stoicism centers on 4 virtues: wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. Wisdom means recognizing what we can and cannot control and choosing our reactions. As Viktor Frankl said, "Between stimulus and response there is space. In that space lies our power to choose our response." Courage can be summed up simply: persist and resist. Temperance, or moderation, teaches us to value what's essential and sufficient. Justice, the most crucial virtue, is about doing no harm, serving others before ourselves, and living for humanity. Nelson Mandela, a global icon, exemplified Stoic values during his 27 years in prison. Instead of seeking revenge after his release, Mandela chose reconciliation, urging his people to focus on the future, not the past. Modern therapies like rational emotive behavioral therapy and logotherapy draw from Stoicism to address negative thought patterns, helping patients find purpose and shift their mindsets. Through Stoicism, we can learn to let go of what we can't control, find meaning in life, and lead fulfilling, peaceful lives. Even if life sinks your ship, Stoicism offers solace in having lived a good life, however brief, because everything eventually comes to an end.